Understand, there's a million different people in the place. Is your face the same as any other man? Is my place within the world inside your head? Nothing. Can you see that we look like different people, you and me? Different eyes and different skin and different trees. Different reasons to be acting differently. You and me, I can imagine so much. Can you see my point of view? Can you see my point of view? Is there one for two? I can imagine so much. Can you see my point of view? Can you see my point of view? Is there one for two? I don't think so. It ain't simple. You're all people. You're all equal. I can imagine so much. Can you see my point of view? Can you see my point of view? Is there one for two? And I know the perspective we've been hiding in the phone. What is foreign is as shit as the unknown. We're protecting what we've got inside our homes. We are free, free to judge and free to love and free to be, free to act like we have got some decency, free to act like you are you and I am me, I am me. In the morning sun, can you see my point of view? Can you see my point of view? Is there one for two? In the morning sun, can you see my point of view? Can you see my point of view? Is there one for two? I don't think so. It ain't simple. You're all people. You're all equal. In the morning sun, can you see my point of view? Can you see my point of view? Is there one for two? time as we watch the stars come. Let's go gently closer. When my hand then moves over to yours. Over every time we have to say goodbye. My heart cries a little for you. So how about you stay until 2? So I can stay. Take my hand till the sun goes down. Hold me closer, I love you now. How about we all just forget? Oh, all of our obligations have to first conversations as long as it's free. As long as I'm with you. Oh, she said, pretty boy, got me acting up. I said, pretty girl, that's too much. 'Cause I don't really ask you politely if you'd like to go. 'Cause my heart is all yours to break. Oh, so why don't you come on over? So I can spin around. Take my hand till the sun goes down. Hold me closer, I love you now. How about we all just forget? Oh, all of our obligations at the first conversations. As long as it's with you, as long as I'm with you. Good morning, good morning. We are back. We are back. You are tuned in to Live in the DTV. I am Jabril, and we thank you for joining us so much this morning. As always, I have 3 camera angles here. So if we're not looking at you, that just means we're looking at another one of our camera angles. We got our social media feed here on Instagram. We got, of course, the station
camera here in front of us, and we have our live feed going out to our website, Facebook, and YouTube. And we thank you all for joining us today. Our question for today is, what process do you have in place for your progress to success? What process do you have in place for your progress to success? Today's subject is success is built on the process of progress. We want to know, what processes are you instilling in your daily life, in your day activity, in your daily routine, in your business, in your relationships to garner success? And we're, of course, going to, as always, have tips, some insights, some professional insights, and more right here on live in the DTV. So we thank you for joining us, and stay tuned. That's my process. Drinking lemonade.
I don't do this often. The way I feel, I can't keep nothing from you. And counting love, a blessing from above. Ooh, I've gotta let you know that you're the one I love. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I gotta let you know that you're the one I love. I gotta let you know that you're the one, the one. Mm. You could be the one, you're the one. You could be the one for me. You could be the one, you're the one. You could be the one for me. You're the one I adore, the one I adore. You can sing a million voices and more. How much can I say? Love in every way. Ooh. Mm-hmm. I gotta let you know that you're the one I love. I gotta let you know that you're the one, the one, the one. You could be the one. You could be the one, you're the one. You could be the one for me. You could be the one, you're the one. You could be the one for me.
Imagine Dragons. Classic.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, ooh. I was broken from a young age, shaking my soul into the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, took me, shook me, feeling me, singing from heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the. You make me a believer, believer. You make me a believer, believer. Let the bullets fly, let it rain. My love, my God, it came from. You make me a believer, believer. Third things first, send a prayer to the ones up above. All the hate that you've heard has turned your spirit to a dove. Oh, ooh, your spirit up above. Oh, ooh. I was choking in the ground, building my brain up in the cloud, falling like ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings they would drown, but they never did, ever did, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up and it rained down, like.
You're not on the right to this music.
Last by the grace of the fire and the flames. You're the face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh. But they never did, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up when it rained down. It rained down like. I want to stop. We can't.
All right.
All right, we are back. We are back. You are still sitting on live in the DTV, and today we are, of course, talking about success is built on the process of progress and how you are building your success through processes. How you progressing your success through processes. So here's an insight we have. Why is it important to create a process, right? You might be asking yourself, I just, I get up every day and I do the same, and I try to do the same thing. But there's not a lot of in that. You have to be able to develop, to copy yourself, to repeat that so that way you can train someone else, and then they can train someone else, and then so and so on. And you get to grow your organization, especially if you're running a business. So picture this. You're famous for your pasta sauce. Yet it's become so popular that you simply can't produce enough. So you hire a team of chefs to help you scale production. But every batch of sauce tastes different, even though everyone uses the same ingredients. You already have a recipe. This is likely due to poor process planning. The ingredients list is only half the recipe. You need a solid step-by-step method to create consistent results. Consistency is king. The same goes for your business processes. If you don't create repeatable, communicatable business processes, and then everyone that everyone can follow and understand, you'll find you'll get different outcomes every time. This results in lots of wastage and added costs and time delays. There's a methodology to crafting a process that delivers consistent results each time. So, that methodology is called a process. There's a methodology to crafting a process that delivers consistent results each time. Why is it important to create a process? Currently, 50% of organizations are making significant efforts to improve businesses' process. Why? Because effective processes increase efficiency. In fact, 65% of organizations agree that businesses, project management, or BPMs, tactics, and technologies improve overall efficiency, versatility, and customer satisfaction. So you want a process so you can have customer satisfaction overall. So if you have that magic sauce, both literally and figuratively, that it stays the magic sauce all the time, and it doesn't sometimes be the magic sauce, and sometimes just be the good sauce, and sometimes the okay sauce, and sometimes the not so great sauce. Always be the magic sauce. So by creating official processes, you standardize operations that you produce consistent results. That makes training far simpler since staff follow the same process every time. Everybody knows exactly what they're doing, and everybody knows how the next person should be doing, and the next person should be doing, and the person before them and after them should be doing. So, who is involved in creating a process? There are three people that are involved in implementing and creating a process. It's the process owner. They outline the purpose, the goals, the metrics. They track and report performance. They identify bottlenecks and implement improvements, and they ensure processes standards are met. It's the technical writer. This person organizes the process information and writes process documentations, edits the documentations, and make changes as required. And it is also the process users and team members. They help inform whether the process is working, what needs to go into the process. They give feedback to the processes that aren't working and help to identify bottlenecks in real time. There are three main parts involving creating a process: the process owner, the team users who will be implementing the process, and the technical writer. The process owner is responsible for outlining the purpose of goals in the process, along with defining metrics for success. The process owner tracks the performance of the process to determine whether it's exceeding or if it needs improvement. By tracking the process, the owner can identify bottlenecks and hiccups that may occur in said process. It's also up to the process owner to make sure staff completing the process meet the required standards. This means making sure that everyone is properly trained and following the protocols as outlined in the documentation. Also, document your process. Have it written down so that way people know what to do step by step by step. And there's not a lot of guessing, a lot of, off the top of my head, day in and day out. The process owner will often enlist the help of the team and users who will be implementing the process. These actors are best at identifying what is needed since they regularly carry out the process. So the same team members you already have are the ones that are going to help you build this process, because they are the ones that are going to carry it out day to day, and they are the ones that are going to know best, both alongside and outside of yourself, the hiccups and the repairs that need to be taken within the process. So gather your team and write down your process. Start documenting your process and have them implement it so you know what is best needed and what is best needed with the team you're already serving. So that way you can continue to copy and duplicate yourself and grow and grow and grow. Users will provide feedback when using the process to help the owner understand the efficiency. Since users are the front line, they're usually the first to identify bottlenecks and errors, and report it back. A technical writer will organize all information about the process and document in easy to follow steps. So one of the people on your team should be a technical writer, or maybe you assist. Maybe you reach out and hire and get outside assistance and get a technical writer, someone who just documents everything. They document the good, the bad, and they help edit it and give it back to the team. The technical writer is also responsible for editing documentation and updating if the process should change. And most likely in your organization, the process will change probably at the lot in the beginning and then every few months as you're perfecting it, just till you get that magic sauce. Again, both literally and figuratively. You want that secret sauce. So How to identify a process. To start, to identify the process you need to put in place or approve, then write a brief description outlining the purpose and benefits. If creating a process from scratch, this may mean pinpointing routine tasks that your staff complete in different ways, resulting in consistent outcomes. For example, you might notice that your customer service staff members deal with support calls differently, leading to varied levels of customer satisfaction. Alternatively, perhaps your accounting staff invoice customers differently each time, resulting in frequently leaving off key information. So outline the scope of your process. And by outlining the scope of the process, you set boundaries on what it will cover. That way, you're not overlapping into the areas of operation and you can measure the process efficiency more accurately. The scope should define both the process will cover and what it won't cover. So, for example, say you're creating a sales process for answering general inbound sales calls. You might note that this covers an inbound calls from small and medium businesses, but this is the process isn't relevant for large enterprise customers. It's only relevant for your small customers. So you'll have multiple processes within the same organization. You should explain the impact that the process will have on the operations as well as any operations that may impact the process. For example, say that you change your delivery process so that all deliveries leave the warehouse or your shop or business on Fridays in one large shipment instead of lots of small shipments throughout the week. This will impact the logistics and picking and packing orders. Lastly, specify the limits of the process. When does the process kick in and when does it end? What signifies the process is complete? Is it that the order's off the door? Is it that the customers are leaving reviews online? What implements that the process is complete? Or is it just that they're packed and sitting in the corner, which is probably not the end of that particular process. But these are just examples to get your organization thinking about it. All right. 3, identify process inputs. Process inputs are the resources that you put in the process to make it work. By understanding your input, you can measure how viable the process is. If the returns outweigh the inputs, you have a viable and effective process. If you have to put in a lot of resources and outputs are minimal, you have to rethink the way your process operates and go back to the technical writing team and go back to the drawing board. Not necessarily start over, but it's just the adjustment period. So first, consider all the physical resources that go in your process. If you're looking at manufacturing processes, for example, this would include the raw materials, factories, components, and energy you need to run the machinery. Next, consider the labor you need, such as factory workers, managers, and machinery engineers. So factory inputs, process, and then outputs. And that will let you know what you're getting, will lead to results. Now, identify the process outputs. Outputs are the outcomes you get from the process. List everything that is produced by your process, both intentionally and unintentionally, and it's important to include the unintentional outputs, and these may affect the viability of your process. For example, when manufacturing a product, you may produce harmful emissions. This leads to extra costs that come from dealing with harmful emissions. Or still, the emissions may be so harmful that it's not safe to complete the process. When listing your outcomes, consider both physical returns, like the goods you produce, and actions such as the movement of goods. All right. Before we continue, we're going to take a quick break and continue on some steps on how to identify, grow, and build your processes to success. It's getting a lot of attention today.
Here it is, the groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore dance that has gotten to be a little bit out of control. It's cool to dance, but what about a groove that soothes and moves romance? Give me a soft, subtle mix, and if it ain't broke, then don't try to fix it. And think of the summers of the past. Adjust the bass and let the alpine blast. Pop in my CD and let me run around and put your car on cruise and lay back, cause it's summertime. mood is out in this sort of a buzz. But back then I didn't really know what it was. But now I see what happened is the way that people respond to summer madness. The weather is hot and girls are dressing less and checking out the fellas to tell them who's best. Riding around in your Jeep or your Benzos or in the Nissan sitting on Lorenzo's. Back in Philly, we be out in the park. A place called the Plateau is where everybody goes. Guys out hunting and girls doing likewise. Humping at the honey in front of you with the light eyes. She turned around to see what you leaving at. It's like the summer's a natural aphrodisiac. And with a pen and pad, I compose this rhyme to hit you at the kitchen quick for the summertime.
Okay. That's one of the old days we used to do shows. You know, that's a good song. It's a nice music video with this. But, I'll show the feed. What we're looking at. Stop door. Turn the monitor over here. Turn the monitor this way.
Cabin number 3. It is 200 hours. And tomorrow is the Camp Lady Bug Packing competition. And cabin number 3 will win. Where is Hannah, Ziggy, and Jamila? Do you hear that? It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing.
My name is Queen Yemaya, and I have been waiting for you for a long, long time. The evil head Lamia has locked me away and stolen all of the world's jewels. And only you can stop her.
Are you a hologram? Am I supposed to be afraid of you? I'm not afraid of you, Granny. I love my Granny.
Don't be afraid, girl.
Yes. Looking for me. Now, here's a little something that you really should know. Hannah is the number queen at 12 years old. Jamila is the leader and she's really full smart. Zippy's easy going and I can feel hard. I can't plenty of you might have fun. Become that bad and get the job
Count my heart about 1, 2 times. Don't need to question the reason I'm yours. I'm yours. I know we have to lose a fight just to say a smile. Cause you got no flaws. No flaws. I'm not trying to be your part-time lover. Sign me up for that full-time. I'm yours. All yours. So what a man gotta do? What a man gotta do? It's totally locked up by you. What a man gotta say? What a man gotta pray to be last good night and the first good day. So what a man gotta do? What a man gotta do to be totally locked up by you? What a man gotta do? What a man gotta prove to be totally locked up by you? You ain't trying to be wasting time on stupid people in 2000, I'm sure. I'm sure. So I gave $1 million just to go to grab me by the collar like I'm business. Business. I'm not trying to be a part-time lover. Sign me up for that full-time. I'm yours. I'm yours. Ooh. So what a man gotta do? What a man gotta say? What a man gotta pray to be last good night and the first good day. You know what it is. What a man gotta do to be totally locked up by you? What a man gotta do? What a man gotta do to be totally locked up by you? You know what it is. Tell me what a man gotta do. What a man gotta do. What a man gotta do to be totally locked up by you? What a man gotta say? What a man gotta pray to be last good night and first good day? So what a man gotta do? What a man gotta do to be totally locked up by you? What a man gotta do? What a man gotta do to be totally locked up by you?
All right, we are back. We are back. You are still sitting on live in the DTV. Thank you for joining us. And remember to support our channel by showing, wow, I have so many designs up right now. All right. Remember to support our channel by supporting our sponsors at supportblacks.net. It's a great way to show your support for the channel. Matter of fact,
You know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah. You know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah.
as I said, going to supportblacks.net, QR code right below. You can show support for the channel, see some of our original designs that our team has created right here on for this station, as well as if you are in need of some assistance in the process. You know, we're talking about processing today. Our live feed went blank on Instagram. I'm gonna fix that. But if you are in need of needing some assistance in your marketing for your brand, so your process can continue to grow, so your business can continue to grow, head on over to our website. You, as always, keep up with us on supportblacks.net. So you can go there and get to know us, and we will be happy to help you with your business, whatever your business needs. Of course, we offer videography, production, photography, commercials, video edits. So head on over. And of course, there's an opportunity to get on the show with us live in the DTV and other opportunities available to you. So head on over to myfutureproductions.com and let's have a conversation and see how we can assist you with your branding marketing to help you continue to grow your process, your business, and your brand. All right, we're going to get back into some more ways. So we last left on research your process needs. So before you start laying down the steps of your process, you need to identify the requirements. Work with a team who will use the process as well as other stakeholders who may be affected. Analyze the current situation and explore any issues with how things work. Note down what's missing and what could be improved. You may also want to collect data or existing operations to understand where and when major issues occur. Discuss potential solutions and visualize a prospective process with your team. At this stage, you research potential solutions to understand the feasibility. Look at your competition. See how others in the industry carry out their operations. Equally research potential technologies that can help you automate and streamline the process. Consider the stages in the process. Consider what needs to happen throughout the process to get the outcome you want and break the process down into bite-sized chunks. For example, say you're looking at the procurement process. You know you need protocols to approve procurements, a way for staff to request the procurement of goods, and steps to actually procure goods. Once you have smaller chunks to move into each process, step to work out the exact actions that will take place. Take the procurement example. How will staff members request the purchase of goods? And you may decide the staff members should fill out a digital purchase order form. Consider the information that needs to go on the form for this phase to be effective. Identify as a process operatives. While some processes are carried out by one person, others may include the whole team or include multiple departments. Knowing who's involved with which task helps you work out the most practical routine for your process. It also helps to identify the place where processes need to continually bottleneck. Consider each task and identify the individual team or department responsible for completing the process. Work out who will be responsible for documenting at each step, as well as anyone who may have to approve certain activities. Pardon me. Once you order the process, once you know what needs to be done and by whom you need to order the task in your process, at this stage, you have to identify the inputs, the outputs of each page. Going back to the procurement example, your first stage would be a procurement request from a member staff. At this stage, this input will be a blank purchase order. The output will be a completed purchase order. You need to map where these outputs go and by whom and what steps to take to get there. One of the best ways to visualize this is by creating a supplier input process, output, and customer, or an SIPOC process map. At this stage, you need to work out Who supplies the information and resource for this phase? What information or resource input does it supply? What happens to this information or resource? What are the outputs? What is the result outputs of these actions? And who will it be delivered to? And then finally, digitize the process. Now, it may seem foolish to rely on manual. It's foolish to rely on manual processes since that we're in an era of technology. Digitizing your process lets you automate routing and automatically validate information to check everything that is current. In fact, 75% of process experts agree that BPM technologies help their organizations research their goals. Digitization also means that stakeholders in your process can access information from anywhere. This is particularly ideal for remote teams. Most business processes automate software like Freeville create a business process model and notation, or a BPMN flowchart to map the process. Lastly, communicate the process. Communication is the key to making sure your staff members are on the same page and the processes are carried out the same each time. Document all stages of the process and create instructions and a workflow on how staff should follow them. Make your documentation easy to access and keep it up to date. Remember that to update the process documentation, whether there's a change in communication should change the relevant staff, to keep the process running effectively, it's important that communication is two-way. So create a communication system where staff can report issues and offer suggestions for improvement. Lastly, monitor your process performance. If you're not tracking the performance of your process, you won't understand how well it's done or whether there's room for improvement. By tracking your performance, you will be able to identify bottlenecks and errors immediately. This will help you to implement tweaks of the process as you go along. Identify key metrics to schedule and to track and schedule times to conduct reviews. Consider that the process is improving and how, along with any unforeseen impacts that may be occurring. And that is from Freeville. Freeville is Freeville, which is a hassle-free way to streamline your workflows. Stop spending your days and weeks chasing down paperwork or trying to keep track of things in your inbox. Quickly automate any workflow with Freeville. Simply drag and drop tools, no coding or IT required. So check out Freeville at FREVVO.com. That is Freeville. And no, they are not a sponsor of the show. They just had some really good information that we decided to share with you this morning. All right. So that is about all the time we have. But before we go, we're going to play a little more music, and then we're going to hear our final thoughts of the day right here on Live in the DTV. All right. Let's get some more entertainment. Right here on Live in the DTV.
This is a story about control. My control. Control of what I say, control of what I do. And this time I'm going to do it my way. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. Are we ready? I am. This is all about control. And I've got lots of it. control. She won't take my hand and lead you on this dance. Work out, because I take a chance. I don't want to be the girl, 'cause I want to make life easy. Make your life a little easier. When you get the chance, just take control. Now control this. I do what's right for me. And he wants to do it. Is that okay? Don't make me lose it.
Oh yeah, we're ready. Who doesn't know that? Who doesn't know that?
Alright, and you are live.
We are live. We are live. You are still sitting live in the DTV. That was controlled by Janet Jackson, but who didn't know that already? Who did not know that that was Miss Jackson? So, we are having technical. Have to get rid of my little QR code here. All right, now we're back. That was controlled by Miss Janet Jackson, and that unfortunately is about all the time we have here today. We thank you for joining us today on another episode of Live in DTV. We hope you enjoyed discussing and conversing with us and learning right alongside with us as always. Again, be sure to check out my Future Bright Productions for all your production needs, whether that's videography, video edits, commercial work, infomercial work, interviews. You come on our show and get an interview and talk about your business. We're happy to assist you and see where we can help grow your business, help with your marketing needs, help with your get you flyers and business cards and whatever your business needs to keep it up and running and promoting. That's our plans. Those are our plans, and that's our specialty here at My Future Bright Productions. So with that, we are going to have a few final thoughts, and then we're going to bid you adieu for today. So the gap between the life you want and the life you're living lies your mindset, focus, and consistency. So by setting tasks to acquire and complete goals, you will learn and build skills, and it steadily becomes and those skills will steadily become steps into the process that will lead you to progress, which, when implemented correctly, garner success. And understand that failure isn't the opposite of success; it's the pathway to it. Once we learn to look at failure as hurdles, each time overcoming one gets us closer and closer to the success we ultimately desire. Learn that to be more successful, and I think have more gratitude for life and welcome more adversity versus shy away from it. Of course, adversity makes no one happy, but once we get used to it and get used to, hey, these are the way things are, and this is the way I can adjust and learn and grow, surprise what opportunities open up to you. All right. Before we go, we're gonna get Mr. Abdul's final thought. What's your final thought, Mr. Abdul?
Yes, sir. My final thought is change your negative mindset into positive thought.
Change your negative mindset into positive thoughts?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, that probably did not look great on the Facebook feed, but we thank you for joining us. I wanted to give Mr. Abdul some screen time on Instagram. We thank you for joining us again today. Remember to go out there, be positive, be great, be you, and be back here next week on Live in the DTV to join us again. We will see you soon.
Rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. So
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for rain.
See you next week.